Okay, usually when we do one of these kinds of video interviews, we're talking about a game. It's not very often that we do one we're talking about a network, but Greg Canessa, you, sir, are the project director on Battlenet, which is Blizzard's new kind of big, overarching online service for Starcraft 2. How's BlizzCon going for you, and how's the response been to what you guys are rolling out on Battlenet here so far?
BlizzCon is going great, and I'm as a huge Blizzard fan, I'm kind of geeked up. This is just a great show, and I'm super excited about everything we have to announce today, of course, including Battlenet, which I have a lot of personal interest and passion around, as well as Cataclysm and the Monk class and D3, and it's just an awesome show so far.
I understand that you have some prior experience building online gaming networks. Can you tell us where you've been before, what you worked on, and how that informed how you're managing this project?
Sure. Well, I've been in the games business for about 20 years, but most recently, and probably what you're referring to, is my experience on Xbox Live. I spent 7 years at Microsoft. Most of that is on Xbox and Xbox Live, and I was the creator of Xbox Live Arcade, one of the executives on the Xbox Live team for Xbox 360. So that's probably what you're referring to.
Yeah. Well, what's the kind of the one big thing? What's the theme that sticks in your mind from that experience that you've taken over and kind of used in this one?
Oh, I'll tell you, my experience on Xbox Live, I use every single day in my tenure at Battlenet here, and many aspects of what we're doing is very similar to what we did on Xbox Live. But I'll tell you, one of the key things that differentiates what we're doing with Battlenet from something like Xbox Live is really the fact that we can create a service that's not bound or constrained by being a platform. So, we are creating a platform, but we're creating a platform specifically around Blizzard games. At Xbox Live, of course, we had I'm very proud of what we did there, and there were a lot of people, very smart people that worked really hard to make that the success that it is today. But it ultimately is a platform that had to serve, Call of Duty and Lego Star Wars and Bejeweled and lots of other games in sort of a common set of features. Here at Blizzard, we can create an online game service that's specifically built around Starcraft and Diablo and World of Warcraft with really deeply integrated, cool, awesome, kick-ass gaming features that are specific to our games. And that's really one of the main things that's different and awesome about this.
Speaking of StarCraft, you guys just very recently delayed it publicly. It's into 2010 now. Very candidly admitted that Battlenet is pretty much the big holdup on the project.
Yep.
What is it that's so complex about the service and so tough to nail down and really spec out that's pushed the game back to the point that it has?
Well, I would start off by saying that in general, Blizzard, as is the case since the inception of the company, right, long before I arrived at Blizzard, these guys are committed to, and we are committed to, the best quality games and ship it when it's done. Sometimes it takes us a little while to get our games out, but when we do, we aspire for them to be world-class games, and often they are world-class games. I think they always are world-class games. It's no different with an online game service. An online game service, like the size and scope and magnitude of what we announced today, which is at least as complex as Xbox Live, it takes a while to develop. It's a very complex project, and so we want to make sure that all the pieces are in the right place, and since it's deeply tied to and integrated with StarCraft 2 and Battlenet need to launch together, and so we need more time to make sure that that's a world-class experience, and that's what we're doing.
So obviously the rollout is timed with StarCraft 2, and then the features you're introducing are going to be effective for subsequent games. Is there any thought about rolling a lot of the stuff that you're doing back into World of Warcraft, given the kind of perpetual popularity of that game?
Well, right. There has been a lot of thought put into that, and we don't have anything real specific to announce today with regard to that beyond what Rob talked about today, which is the first step, which is this, the Real ID system and the cross-game communication, cross-game and cross-realm. So World of Warcraft to World of Warcraft and then World of Warcraft to StarCraft 2 level. That's our first step. We'd like to do much more. I will note that World of Warcraft is a little different in that it is a world in and of itself, and so many of the features, it's not your typical real-time strategy game or action RPG game, for instance. It sits on top of an online game platform. It is an online game platform in and of itself, and it has many features that are similar to the types of things we're creating for Battlenet. Having said that, you could think about a bunch of things that we did talk about today and ways that we could integrate even deeper with World of Warcraft, and we definitely have that in the plans for the future in general.
Okay, so probably the most startling revelation today is this idea of a StarCraft 2 marketplace.
Right.
You guys are facilitating content creation on the player side, but then there may be a commerce aspect to that. Can you kind of describe, what this system is about, what it allows the creators to do, and then how you guys fit in on the kind of financial end?
Sure, absolutely. So starting off, the mod community is extremely important to us at Blizzard. Of course, we've had a lot of success with the mod community with Warcraft 3. Defense of the Ancients, or Dota, is the most popular way of playing Warcraft 3 today, and we didn't come up with that. The community came up with that. There are other examples, Counter-Strike, Day of Defeat. There are other examples of these hugely successful mods that have spawned whole communities that are not created by the game, the initial game creator. And so our goal with StarCraft 2, of course, being the game and the franchise that it is and that we want it to be, is to create all kinds of tools to facilitate the mod community and the map creator community to be able to do that. And so one aspect is the map publishing and the map editor, that Rob mentioned on stage. The map editor is going to be the best, coolest map editor that we've ever shipped, much superior over the one on Warcraft 3 or Starcraft, for instance. And then we have map publishing, where we're going to be able to upload maps for free for ship, free maps. Then beyond that, marketplace, the whole idea is to create this marketplace, this location where the community can aggregate and they can check out the coolest free stuff and the coolest premium stuff. Think iPhone App Store, or that's probably a good example. Tons of cool free stuff, but also to create this ecosystem where people can, the map creators can put stuff up there. Maybe they spend a little bit more time in it. They raise the production values up because they can make a little money off of it. That creates even cooler maps and scenarios, single player scenarios, not just multiplayer maps, right? But single player scenarios, challenges, mini campaigns. We have all kinds of things that we hope and expect that the marketplace will facilitate. And that's just, it's great. It's great for everyone. It's great for our community. It's great for StarCraft. It's great for Blizzard. So that's the vision behind Marketplace.
You plan on utilizing kind of a traditional revenue sharing approach for creators and then you guys running the network?
There will be some sort of a revenue share with the map creators, between Blizzard and the map creators. We don't have any specifics around how that'll work today, but we'll definitely follow up in the the coming months about that.
All right, cloud computing. Big buzz phrase, it's one of those kind of hot buttons that people love to throw around right now. You guys are using it, but you didn't go into a lot of detail on the panel today about what that will entail in the StarCraft context. I mean, there's some mission progression stuff, but can you fill us in on any kind of details or clarity beyond that?
Sure. Well, I mean, it's one of the key tenets of the always connected experience that we talked about on stage today for Battlenet is the persistence of your character. You have your character's persistent, it goes with you. You're always connected to Battlenet. The login experience very similar to what you see in World of Warcraft. One key benefit you get there, in addition to your friends list and all the other things we were talking about with the persistent character, is this concept of cloud storage. And so you have a certain amount of space that's tied to your Battlenet account and your character, and there's really three areas where you see it. The first one is your save game storage on your campaign mode. So if you play a game in a game room and you make some progress, you go from mission 4 to mission 6, and then you log off and you log in back home, you're going to be at mission 6 because it saves up to the cloud. The second area is maps, which we talked about a little bit with map uploading and publishing. So you're able to upload your maps. You have a certain amount of space, and you'll be able to upload maps and publish maps to the community. And the third, which we don't know if it'll be there for ship or immediately after ship, will be replays. So we'd like to eventually, create a system where you can upload replays. Certainly, if you're in the pro league, at least, we'd like you to be able to, share your replays out, and then eventually for everybody, that won't be there for ship, but it's definitely something we'd like to do post.
So when the StarCraft 2 beta finally starts, is it accurate to say that that's going to be a beta test of Battlenet as much as it is, the kind of nitty-gritty game balance of StarCraft 2?
Absolutely. Battlenet is, the online game service that StarCraft sits on, and you can't do multiplayer StarCraft beta testing without having Battlenet there. So you'll definitely be beta testing Battlenet. Aspects of Battlenet. It may not be all there at ship, but all of the critical features will be there for the beta. All the critical features will be there for the beta.
So as this is such an important platform for you guys going forward, do you let that beta run as long as you can just to make sure that service is on point? Or obviously the release of this product in particular has got to take precedence at some point. Where's the kind of terminator there?
Yeah, it's a hard question to answer. I mean, obviously, we're going, it's in our interest to, beta test Battlenet and beta test Starcraft 2 and get lots of feedback from the community, make sure the service is working well. That's a goal for us. We also, would like to ship the game. So, we're not just going to keep running it forever. It will run for some period of time. And then, Battlenet is a living service. So we will be adding features. The vision behind this, of course, is it's our living game service. It will exist for years and years. It will continue to add features. We'll continue to optimize and scale the service up to meet the needs of our community over time, even post Starcraft ship.
I know I'm not going to get an answer for this, but any time we can expect to see that beta?
I don't have an answer for you right now. We're still working through the schedule. We'd love to get it out there tomorrow if we could. It won't be tomorrow, but we'll get back to you guys.
So maybe the day after tomorrow is what you're saying?
Definitely not committing to that.
All right, I'm going to hold my breath.
Right. Yeah.